This is Radio Free Cybertron. I'm Brian Kilby. Happy Thanksgiving. With me this week, we have everybody. Don, who in pre-show I just ticked off. I'm sorry, Don. He's giving me the silent treatment. That's Chris giggling in the background.
Sure is.
Rob's here.
Hello.
Matt.
Hello.
Diecast.
Happy gobble gobble.
Happy gobble gobble. So we are going to do a pretty quick show. We're actually starting early. We normally have 20 more minutes of pre-show, but we're starting 10 minutes in. I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. So we'll see where this goes. So we're gonna maybe trim back some of the news this week and maybe some of what we got, just to sort of make the show a little bit quicker. So maybe the pace will be a little different as we, try to just get things done so that we can get ready for Thanksgiving. But we wanted to do a show because I don't think we've missed a show for Thanksgiving ever.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so
I want to say we've maybe pre-recorded one from time to time, but
sure.
I don't think
Yeah,
we've
I'm
missed
sure
one.
Or recorded on a different night or something.
yeah,
But
it's
we've
been
never
a long
missed
time.
one.
It's been a long time. So
We got a good streak going.
yeah, we have a good streak. So let's see here. Quickly, Deathsaurus. It's on the cusp. It's on the precipice.
Yeah, it's getting there.
I haven't even checked that in a while.
As of 30 minutes ago, it's at 10,434.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So it looks like it'll definitely fund.
it'll definitely fund.
It was always definitely going to fund.
Yeah, so what?
People were worried in the beginning.
3 weeks left. So unlike some of these others,
they were worried in the beginning of Star Saber too, and they were wrong then.
well, I mean, again, we have the Asian markets to deal with, where the Marvel stuff, Star Wars stuff doesn't necessarily get that. As Transformers fans, we benefit by the fact that there are other companies out there that license Transformers or co-own Transformers, so there's a pretty big market for these things. But yeah, and here in the next week or so, Star Saber will be shipping, supposedly. I've got my 15th notification.
Sometime after the 28th.
Yeah, so hopefully by the time for Deathsaurus just to end. So, it didn't even occur to me until somebody mentioned this on Twitter. Deathsaurus is the worst possible time for a HasLab, because it's right at Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the same as last year too. They started right before the end of the Marvel HasLab, and for people with crossover appeal, I ordered Galactus and Star Saber. That was painful right before Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, so I pre-ordered. I had back 2. I canceled 1. I'm no, this is dumb. So I'm currently backing 1. I think
I'm not backing any. I've decided I am not going for Deathsaurus.
Hey, that's a perfectly valid call. No,
I may even sell Victory Saber when it comes in. I haven't decided yet.
Depending on what it's going for, I might be tempted as well. I'm going through my collection of stuff right now, and I've been throwing stuff up on eBay lately. Stuff I never thought I would sell. It's I haven't touched that in 3 years. It's going on eBay.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So. But yeah. So we're gonna jump to a pre-recorded segment this week on Elf on a Shelf Warmer. If you are watching the live stream, I posted it to Twitter, so go to @TF Radio and you can see it there. But for our podcast listeners, it's right here. Okay, let's talk about some news. Who posted this mug? Who found the mug?
I don't know. I can't find. There's lots of references to it, but I can't pin down what the original source was.
So I thought it was Walkie, because he just shared the picture, and I'm oh, Walkie found that. But it looks like Automate Aichi re-shared it. It is... Oops. Well, that's...
Hmm.
'Cause
Okay, well, that's some dead air while Brian has a
Sorry.
technical difficulty of some sort.
Yeah, I'm having technical difficulty on my end with my browser, so I'm not going to be able to show much of anything this week. But that's fine.
I mean, it's kind of amazing that this may be the first time something ever as good has become from a mugshot.
You know, there used to be like a popular website that was nothing but mugshots.
Also, M Cypher, longtime friend M Cypher, he had his long running thing of fan art mugshots of Transformers. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, I know what's wrong with this. I'm an idiot. That's what's wrong with this.
You know, I find in a lot of cases
Brian
that is the source of, the ultimate source of a problem.
Yeah, Brian has his browser in the wrong place on the screen. That's why it's not working.
Okay, that's way worse than I was expecting. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Like, why isn't this working? So on it you have Rhinox, Primal, Cheetor,
And Airazor.
And this shot that I'm looking at, I don't see Airazor. Is she on? Oh yeah, the top. Well, there she is. Duh. And the Maximal logo. So this was a Walmart? Where was this found? That looks like something you'd get at Walmart.
Well, I mean, yeah, most things look like something you get at a Walmart.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. But like crappy mugs like that you find at Walmart. Yeah, but yeah, it's neat looking.
I mean, it's perfectly fine.
So it's not when we learned about Rise of the Beast, I had immediate concerns. Those concerns have not been like alleviated completely, but they are not as they are
prevalent.
Sure, yeah, they're not as prevalent as they were. So they don't look like
they're perfectly reasonable designs for cinematic Transformers animals.
Yeah, they don't look like bags of hangers or bags of knives.
Yeah, they're not movie Ravage again.
Yeah. Oh God.
Or Laserbeak.
Yeah. We got another look at another Airazor. So this is Deluxe. What did we have before? Voyager?
Deluxe.
Wait, so
okay, so when Cyberverse was going to end, that was going to transition to EarthSpark, but there was supposed to be a movie in between those two things happening. There was going to be Rise of the Beast movie toys in the Cyberverse slot in the stores to fill the space between Cyberverse and EarthSpark when the movie was going to come out in 2022. It got pushed back. So now those quote unquote mainline toys are going to come out alongside the Studio Series ones. What we saw before apparently is the mainline one. This is the Studio Series one. They're both deluxes. They're just, different product points.
Okay.
Interesting. Like normally you would see something like that. Just you wouldn't see it at the same time.
Well, yeah, and the plan was not for them to be at the same time. The plan all along was to have mainline movie stuff coincide with the movie coming out for, your kids and just your casuals who want to, pick up a thing or two from the movie. And then they were going to have the Studio Series stuff purposely come out a little bit later, so the Studio Series stuff would be more accurate to what the final models of the movie actually looked like.
So we'd speculated a while back when this was pushed back originally, and we knew the toys were like in progress. Yeah. Whether or not they would be warehoused or whether or not they would be, like hit retail. Like, was it Snake Eyes? What hit retail long before the toys?
That was
Retaliation.
Yeah.
Wasn't
so
that
movie got
delayed
delayed 9 months, and the toy line all came out before the movie, and then was gone by the time the movie came out. Everything went wrong with that.
Yeah, so it looks either like the stuff was held, either production was held, or they were warehoused for the most part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
According to JT Prime, a lot of Rise of the Beast stuff is in port in the US at this point, so I would tend to suspect there was some warehousing of it, just if it's here already.
Yeah.
We're kind of expecting that we're going to see some of it hit probably before Christmas in like physical stores. But yeah, this new one. So interesting to Don's point from the brief pre-show about Energon, Starscream, and G2 Smokescreen. This Studio Series Airazor basically uses Kingdom Airazor's engineering, but it's an all new toy. Like, it's even bigger than Kingdom Airazor. There's no shared parts, but it works. It looks like exactly the same way.
Yeah, I see that.
But again, you remember how I like raved over Airazor? It's a brilliant execution of that character design concept. So they're like, I'm not surprised they would reuse that again.
Course, yeah.
It's what works. It's exactly Don's point from
Exactly
before.
Don's point from before.
Yeah.
But this case, it's okay.
No, Don's point was yeah.
No, Matt was the one saying that he didn't have to like it, and he still doesn't like it because
Yeah.
it's Beast Toys.
Yeah. But the weird thing is,
And movie.
Yeah.
but the weird thing is, of all the characters you would think would have a bunch of toys on the shelf at once,
It wouldn't be Airazor.
it would
yeah.
not be Airazor. That would be the last. Beast Wars in general, you would not think of having a lot of characters on the shelf compared to how much other stuff is coming out. And within that microcosm of Beast Wars, it's Airazor, which is just weird.
It's
So
supposed
I
to be
like-
but weird.
Bumblebee.
I like the other the first Airazor we saw better, the like apparently mainline one better than this. Like, I already have a Kingdom Airazor. I don't need something that reruns its engineering. I like the other one better. What I do really love though is this Battletrap that leaked at the same time as this Airazor.
Yeah, Battletrap
That does
looks
look
pretty
really
good.
nice.
I'm getting like Power Core Combiner Huffer vibes off of it.
I think is the color.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
color.
Now, I was
Well, sort of. I mean, when you put the Minicon on that Huffer, it basically looked like a tow truck. So, like, yeah,
Yeah.
I actually do totally see where you're coming from with this. But, like, yeah, I'm all about this Battletrap. That is a cool looking toy.
now
I noticed. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Don.
I was looking at that toy and I on my phone and I used my magnifying thing and I was going through all that I could because there's a magnifying feature on my phone. I did not see any Decepticon or Autobot symbol on that figure because I wanted to see what symbol they were using. Did anyone see a faction symbol on there?
I don't remember, and I don't want to try to load the
so,
pictures
no.
while I'm on
I'm
the
looking
call.
at it now.
I don't see one.
Nothing pops out.
I mean, you know, the name really strongly implies Decepticon, and
Yeah, but I was wondering would it be like,
the slightly Mad Maxiness of the vehicle
It
also.
looks so good.
yeah. But I was wondering, is it going to be like a purple Decepticon, a silver Decepticon, like in the movie? Is going to be some variation because apparently the Maximal symbol isn't quite Maximal right, and then so I just was wondering what the Decepticon symbol was going to be.
The
in
Maximal
this.
symbol tampoed on the Airazor, and I guess on some of the merchandising, is the same thing we saw for the Maximal symbol on the Kingdom packaging, where it's like that weird fusion of an Autobot and Maximal symbol.
So on the bumper, there are some designs. It doesn't look like symbols, but it's some sort of icons or something. I don't know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
but it could indicate something. But it just
And
looks
then-
great.
What I was
Like,
gonna say
for-
on it.
Well, for a movie toy, I actually like the way this looks, and I don't think it would look horribly out of place among Junkions. So
No,
I
it
may
no, it
No,
absolutely would not. It
I
absolutely
may
would not.
actually pick one of these up.
I mean, and since this is not a licensed toy, like a licensed vehicle, as far as I can tell, I mean,
It could,
it
yeah, it could
It,
come up.
it's a
in other
GMC. It
places,
says
maybe.
GMC on it.
Oh, does it?
Yes,
does.
it
Okay,
says GMC.
Okay. Okay.
because
I
I
didn't
was
see
thinking
that detail.
because I was thinking that could be redone as another Junkion through Selects if that was. But again, we know the vehicle licensing usually is just for the movie.
It's possible though, like they could figure out a way to do this within the confines of Studio Series, though, in more Junkion colors.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what kind of vehicle it's supposed to be.
I mean, it wouldn't be the right vehicle mode, but they could redo that as Ruckus. The name would fit the vehicle mode anyway if you wanted to do that.
Blade Raider's saying if Battletrap is more yellow, he would buy him and call him Hubcap.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I kind of like that they're calling it Bernie's Towing and Auto Body.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's kind of like
Bernie Mac.
nod to Bernie Mac.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty clear. I would say pretty clearly, right?
So-
I would think so, but that's kind of neat. I like that.
Bromo was saying apparently Battletrap is a Terrorcon rather than a Decepticon.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
let's see here. What else? Ultimates Wave Twin package. Haven't seen this yet.
Bludgeon certainly looks.
Certainly looks. Oh gosh, we have a higher res. Let's see here. That's a.
So this was originally posted as an Instagram video. So what we have is probably all there is to it.
Huh?
These are screenshots from an Instagram video. I don't think there's going to be much bigger than what you're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it blown up. The quality's pretty good. I don't hate it. I mean, you get what you get with these things.
Just the way Bludgeon has turned out looking, especially that alternate head. What I'm really wanting is like someone to paint this up as New Adventures of He-Man and Skeletor.
Yeah, like the alternate head looks like he's on muscle relaxers from this picture.
But Brian, he has no muscles. He's just a skull.
I know. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it, but like, I don't think I want to buy it.
I mean, I did.
Uh,
Okay, let's see here. Let's look at the other.
There's Trax, a Megatron, and Grimlock.
I forgot about that Megatron.
Like, none of them look terrible, and Bludgeon doesn't look terrible. It just doesn't look right.
I forgot that Grimlock comes with wheelie.
Yeah,
No.
we were making jokes about that when they revealed that.
Canonically, I guess Grimlock now and wheelie are inseparable.
Well, thanks to the movie, that's,
I mean, well, the movie
Kinda
came
how
out
it
in
goes.
'86, and there have been a lot of Grimlocks that have come out since then that did not come with a wheelie.
yeah, but now everything's a reference to the movie.
Yeah. I mean, the Grimlock is good looking, I guess. It's as good.
It comes with a Joker fish.
I guess that's just fish that you would eat. That's what a fish that they had from Transformers the movie.
No, that was in a season 3 episode when the Dinobots went fishing.
Oh, that
Although,
was
that was
three.
Grimlock's new
New
brain,
brain.
and Grimlock.
Oh,
could
at
go
the
fishing with
end,
them.
they wanted to go fishing with him.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'm too smart to go fishing."
Uh-huh.
Trax.
I'm also too smart to go fishing.
Yeah. I love that episode.
One of
Not
my
gonna get me out in the boat.
Yeah. Does Raoul come with Trax?
I don't recall.
How can Grimlock come with Wheelie, but Trax doesn't have Raoul? I mean, if you're gonna have a familiar, if any character has a familiar, Trax needs Raoul.
Raoul wasn't in the movie.
Trax wasn't either, actually.
Yeah.
Deleted scene, but not actually in the movie.
Yeah. Not cool. And Megatron.
Wait a minute, that's the wrong Megatron. That's Wave 1 Megatron, isn't it?
There is no Wave 1 Megatron.
Okay, well, I thought Trax and G2 Megatron was in the same wave.
G2 Megatron's the next wave. With the Alligator Con and other things.
Yeah.
Dead Optimus, I think?
Yeah,
Something like that.
Why am I
Dead
buying
Optimus, Soundwave, and regular Starscream from out of the Ghost Starscream version.
Maybe G2 Megatron's wave 4 then?
these? I don't remember.
Well, whatever. It's not really important right now.
It is not. I don't know why I'm still buying these.
Yeah, I know.
I did wind up getting the Optimus. It was on sale at Entertainment Earth, and Preturnia pointed it out because it qualified for like free shipping.
I have
by
that account
itself.
muted, but you know what? It does me no good because everybody retweets it 1,000 times a day.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like if I'm going to get anybody, it's just going to be Optimus and Megatron, and that's probably other than Trax and G2 Megatron.
And I don't have the account muted out of like spite or anything. It's just I see it way too often.
I have Bonsaitron on my Amazon wish list. Like, that'd be fine if somebody wanted to do that for me. But, G2 Megatron's a special exception because it's, G2 Megatron.
Yeah, that's
Otherwise,
me.
I'm not really driven much to buy these for myself.
Well, I'm just getting Prime because it's on sale, and I kind of want that for the Prime display. And I'm getting Trax and Megatron, G2 Megatron, because I like Trax. And I'm getting the Alligator Con just because if I don't, Matt will probably come down here and beat me upside the head.
Everyone needs that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a must buy.
That is the only one of these that I will buy, and the pre-order got pushed back to July.
So we have a leak from Voltrace and JT Prime for some Target stuff coming up. So another Buzzworthy Bumblebee multi-pack we don't know the contents of.
Oh, what's it called? Do we know?
I don't think so. It's just in there as a Bumblebee Legends multi-pack.
But it's Generations Legacy, so we're going to buy it.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't bought the Insecticon.
I'm going to buy it. It's not like if it said Cyberverse or EarthSpark, it's like probably not.
Yeah.
But if it's Generations, I want to buy it. Dang it.
Speaking of EarthSpark, though, there's also listings in Target System for Deluxe Class Starscream and Grimlock, which we haven't seen yet.
Cool.
Ah.
I am trying to I've only watched the first 5 or so episodes of EarthSpark, so I'm trying to remember which characters show up and where.
I've only watched.
I've seen the first 2 episodes.
I've seen all 10, Brian. Can I help?
I don't have Paramount Plus, so
I'm not Don. I'm not asking to be told. I'm just
No, I didn't know if you had a question. Maybe I can answer it. That's all.
No, I'm good. I know in the first episode, like I think all these characters show up in a flashback. So
Yeah, a lot of them doing the G1 style.
yeah, like they showed up in the preview. So it'll be interesting to see how these characters actually look in universe.
But I actually am enjoying EarthSpark quite a bit. It's just a matter of like plotting out the time to actually sit and watch an episode of something is more challenging than it used to be.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, I mean
Yes, indeed.
the only reason I did it is because I was off on a Saturday and Christy was out of town, and I have been going and doing ever since we got back from the honeymoon, and that's like I have got to take some time.
Here's my
for me.
curse. You know what my curse is?
Kids.
Daddy, let's watch Transformers. You would think that would be, I get to watch Transformers. No. It's on while I'm, chasing one kid while another kid is watching it.
Yeah.
Or half watching it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they love it. So
That's good.
the 6-year-old loves BotBots and loves EarthSpark. So
That's good.
that is awesome. I've not exposed them to, Kingdom or any of the other series, and I don't plan to, but I can pretty much guess they would not love those. Let's see here. Warrior Class Thrash.
He looks pretty good.
Yeah, for especially being a Warrior Class toy rather than a Deluxe.
And that's what, about 5 points of articulation off different?
I mean, if that. Like, they're not... Warrior Class and Deluxe Class in that product range are not that dissimilar. It's going to be a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit more, hollow spaces and a little less paint, but, like... This would be a perfectly suitable substitute until or unless a Deluxe Thrash is announced in the meantime.
And the cards look better.
I'm really
to me.
confused why they're doing Warrior and Deluxe.
I think they are too.
There's like a $5 difference between them, so that's one motivator.
Well, now I did see a video of the EarthSpark Megatron, which I believe is the Warrior Class one, and the reviewer raised a good point. It's basically the same retail as a Studio Series Deluxe at $25, and it's a lot more hollow and not near as refined. Again, the age group is part of the difference. But that to me, I thought that was an interesting point, that it's the same price point, but it is a somewhat inferior toy by a couple of different metrics.
So I don't know who the reviewer is. I don't care.
I don't know which specific iteration of toy either.
Yeah,
if it's a gimmick platform toy at $25,
right. I'm just saying, even if it's the wrong toy for that price point, the price point.
No. But the thing is, the designers are designing it for the same age. Technically, they are. I don't know why one's more hollow than the other. It could come down to a costing thing, but I mean, it is what it is. Buy what you like. And
Yeah,
to their
right.
point, if you don't like it, don't buy it.
I agree. It's just I didn't realize, I didn't think of it in those terms, but it's like it's kind of interesting. I would like to know the answer to that if there is one.
I mean, like Evan or whoever it was in the last call straight up told us they're designing Deluxe stuff like for 8-year-olds still.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is what it is. Okay. We're done with news. Let's jump to do we want to talk about
what Chris got this week?
What Chris got? Like, I don't want to go into everything we got. We can cover like that next week, but I know that we got some new Transformers that is worth talking about. And I think Chris is probably the one who has the most consensus view on these. So, Chris, why don't you tell us what you got?
So I got Dead End last week before last week's show, and that's why I wasn't on the show last week, because
it is why he was not on the show.
Dead End irritated me to such an extent. I don't want to say that a toy angered me, because I think that's an overreaction to just, a toy not living up to my expectations. But wow, did that not live up to my expectations? And
it's not just me.
No, it's not. It really comes down to one thing, which is that the back end of the car will not stay together. I found out mine actually has a worse case of that than usual, in that a tab that's supposed to exist to theoretically hold the back end together isn't even there on mine.
That tab does nothing anyway.
Well, okay, so no loss, I guess, but it's going back to Amazon anyway in exchange for another one when they get some in stock. I also got an Armada Starscream last week, which came with like really bad paint QC, so that also got marked for an exchange. The exchange one came in yesterday and is at least a lot better paint wise. The joints are all really, really loose on it, all over the place, which is not fun. And out of curiosity, I took out the one with the bad paint to see if any of its joints were better, and no, they weren't. So that's just kind of, two random samples. I'm going to say that's just kind of how they are. It's a really good looking toy. I really like how it represents Armada Starscream. I know, one of Don's issues with it is that it's just Armada Starscream doesn't really bring anything new to the table. It's the same toy, just smaller and more expensive, but like, it's what I want out of it, just, with looser joints than I would have liked. There's a couple like little nitpicky details I might change about it, but to capture the character from the show, which is what made me care about Armada Starscream as much in the first place, like, it does that really well. And I still somewhere or other have the original Armada toy for, what that does special. So like, I'm covered both ways with this. And like, compared to the 2013-14 generations one, the Deluxe one, like, this is better, bigger, and more accurate to what the original was in all respects than that toy. And I like that Deluxe toy too. So like, on the whole, I'm pretty positive with this now that I've got one that has good paint. And some of the joints I could probably fix with floor polish if I get bothered enough to do so. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. The only thing is, the only like really nagging detail is in the transformation where the shoulders, they're on pins, and you have to slide the biceps along those pins outward to get them to line up with the tabs when it goes into vehicle mode. And I just don't like that as a general practice, and it feels kind of not good doing it on this. Like, the fit of the plastic parts around those pins, it feels like it's tight in a way that it shouldn't be. And one arm is actually kind of wobbly around that pin too. So I think that's not going to be like super good in the, longer term with this. Just today, about an hour and a half ago, the mail finally came with Legacy Inferno. So I haven't had a ton of time to mess with this. The first transformation of it was a little bit of a challenge, because I couldn't figure out what was supposed to be going on with the feet, because to go into ant mode, they want you to bend them in a way that feels like they don't want to bend, but they do eventually go that way, and I don't see any damage from it. So I was following the instructions with this because I just couldn't figure it out. I was kind of right when I was looking at the pictures months ago, saying like, I think they engineered this to try to replicate how Inferno transforms in the cartoon, where the ant kind of compresses up into the middle to make the robot.
Ooh.
So it kind of works that way. And overall, like, I got a good QC pull with this one. The joints feel good. I don't see any like paint errors or anything like that. I have not had it long enough yet to decide if it lives up to like Tarantulas, which was like my highlight for the Beast toys overall, I think. But like, it's up there. It's really good. I'm glad to have it. This finishes out the season 1 Beast Wars cast in Legacy. So I'm glad to have a pin in that and have it be on a relatively high note, I think. The last thing I got, I was a little bit naughty a few weeks ago. I saw something on eBay and I was it was a little bit of a depressing day. I just noticed this and it wasn't very expensive. So I bought a Scraphook.
Huh.
So I'm not gonna, pretend this is like legitimate retail product or anything, but I have a Scraphook from overseas supply.
Okay.
It cost about what a retail one would have cost, and it's pretty cool. This one, I'm gonna say it's this one that has the problem, but I can see how it'd be a problem on other ones. The one bad thing, it has technically double hinged elbows, but only one hinge is supposed to be the elbow joint, the other is the transformation joint. The transformation joint is a friction hinge, the kind that you can just, pull out.
Okay.
And the problem with that is that it's a looser connection than the elbow joint, and it's a looser connection than the bicep swivel above it. So it's very easy when you're trying to turn the bicep or sometimes bend the elbow to pull that transformation hinge off.
He is a junkie on.
He is a junkie on. That's just not where he's supposed to pull apart.
Did this come in a baggie, loose, or was it carded?
It did not come in a baggie, but the accessories came in a baggie.
Okay.
This came in bubble wrap in a box.
When is he supposed to be out?
Oh, probably like 6 or 7 more weeks.
Okay.
It's first wave next year product.
Okay.
And I knew I was going to get multiples of it anyway, when the opportunity presented itself. It's just like, yes, I will get this and have a good time in the meantime. And for the most part, I am. It can transform without being disassembled, but it can be disassembled for the, weaponizing. I don't know if you'd really call it weaponizing when you're just like sticking literally somebody's forearm with no like weapon parts on it onto somebody else, but it can do that. But it transforms in one piece theoretically. I've had more luck taking some of the parts off to arrange them correctly, but it can be done all like, perfect transformation. It's a little bit more complex of a transformation than I expected. And while the vehicle mode is a little smaller than I would have liked for a tow truck, it looks really cool. I'm really happy with it. If the rest of these things feel as good as this does overall, the elbow thing notwithstanding, like, this is going to be probably the best of the weaponizer, fossilizer, modulator play pattern so far. It's what we wanted out of it all along, because if as far back as Seed, we were saying, make junkions like this.
Yes.
And we have them, and this first one is good, and it comes with a lot of parts too, which I appreciate. And aside from Pokemon Scarlet, that's what I got this week.
I honestly, when you said that, I was confused for a second because I had no idea, one, that you got it, or two, that's so far out, relatively speaking, that it just didn't click. I'm like thinking, was that like Studio Series something or other? But yeah. So that's awesome. I'm glad you got it.
Yeah.
But like when you started talking about like the friction hinge, I started feeling like a little antsy. But the fact that you like it, that's
yeah. I mean, if I'm careful with that connection, like if I stay consciously aware of it, I can move the arm in such a way where that doesn't pop off. And hopefully that's not going to be an issue on the whole production run of these. But it's something to look out for, and I can see how this would be something that could just like kind of crop up in more samples.
Cool. Does anybody have anything like they really want to talk about that they got?
I should probably wait till I'm in a better mood.
Okay. So Don and I this weekend got to hang out at a toy show, and boy, was that toy show disappointing.
Yeah, I've been to that company's shows down in Raleigh. Matter of fact, Cypher and I used to live in Raleigh a long time ago, and we would occasionally go to that flea market, and then about every couple of months they'd have a show there. And it's usually 60 to 70% ball cards and Hot Wheels generally, and the rest of it is toys. So it was nice to go and hang out with Brian, but yeah, the show unfortunately lived up to my expectations.
So the last one that I went to from that company was great. I came back with like a lot of Transformers, including like a really nice I forgot actually a couple of nice, really nice things I needed. But this one was disappointing. But the only thing that I ended up buying, I ended up buying two things. One, I ended up buying from a dealer that was actually a friend of my wife's. Like I could just go to their house now and buy something if I wanted to. In fact, that guy actually sells from his basement, and I'm like, that's a really good idea. I'm like, I should just invite people over here and sell stuff from my basement. But yeah, that was a lot of fun hanging out with Don. And I took him to the toy store at the antique mall, and Don, there's a ton of stuff there, ton of prices. Prices are insane, but there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. What did you get again, Brian?
At the I didn't get a thing at the antique mall because I don't buy from that.
Yeah, but I mean, what did you get at the show?
I got a Randor for $30 from Origins, and I got a Nemesis Enforcer for $20, the Real American Hero version.
Yeah, I picked up a guy had the McFarlane Batman Beyond, and I passed on it forever because I figured I would pick it up later on because it's McFarlane Batman. It wouldn't be it'd be everywhere, and then it suddenly vanished. So I got it for $16, which is less than retail.
Cool.
And then another dealer. This is an odd thing. Brian, you remember that copy of the Shadow #1 that I picked up? Okay, I have been looking for the Shadow toy from the movie for about the last 10 years. The regular version with him in the cloak and the lightning draw action.
That was the hardest one to find even back when it came out.
Yeah, not the clear, not the henchman, just the regular Shadow-looking Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Guy had one on the table for $10. I asked him what his best price was. He said $5. I said sold. So I now have that lightning draw Shadow figure to go with that comic, and it's going to be on its own little corner just because I love that comic cover, and now I've got a Shadow figure to go with it.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking like, okay, that's great. Don's being Don. He got, half off of that. But like, if I've been looking for it for 10 years and I saw it for $10, it's just like, yeah, that's fine. That's
but
fine.
I mean, it was on a table.
I just love that Don is Don no matter what.
Well, it's one of them tables that's like, it's all that era's stuff, like Power of the Force and a lot of the, it's that era's kind of limited figures by today's standards. And he had a sign that says, feel free to make offer. And I said, okay.
That changes the.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. But I mean, yeah. So I mean,
I'd
basically,
still just pay the $10.
Yeah, I got both figures for less than the retail of the Batman Beyond.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, well, I'm happy for you, Don. So next time they do a show, I'm not going to say Don come out. It wasn't like you had a great time, like when it comes to the toy part. But I'm going to go to their next show. It should be in Hickory. And the one that I went to there was fantastic. So,
well, I was hoping I stopped at a couple of Walmarts trying to find Red Series Galvatron, and there was nothing. That was a hopeful find that didn't pan out.
Yeah, cool. Okay, I want to thank our patrons at the Touch tier. If you go to patreon.com/tfradio and sign up, you can be on History on the Fives, the podcast, and we also mention you guys each week. We're going to do that now. You can find the list at tfradio.net/credits. Kevin Dorsey, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Ness, Joey Russell, Jay Klein Rye, Sean Hamilton, and Sean should have his Dawn of the Day Thanksgiving parade tomorrow, I believe, unless things change. So look for that at TF Radio. We'll retweet it. Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, Spider Bob, Tyrell Gwen, Rick Mahurin, Blake Reynolds, Jason Tate, Eric Griffin, Sean I. Williamson, and AJ. Thank you all so much. You guys rock. You can find all the stuff that we do at tfradio.net. We're on Twitter at TF Radio. We're still on Twitter. It's still there. for right now. We'll see what happens, but we're still there. Our fallback is going to be Instagram at TF Podcast, but we're also at facebook.com/TF Radio. I'm personally on Twitter at bkilby. My fallback will be my Instagram at Brian Kilby. But you can also find all my stuff at briankilby.com. I'm going to be working feverishly this weekend on my Christmas album. That'll be posted hopefully next weekend. I do one every year after the last 5 or 6 years. You can go find that at briankilby.com, all the previous ones that I've done. But I also post a lot of stuff, podcast stuff there, my Happy Daily podcast, etc. It's a lot of fun. Let's see here. Rob Springer not here. He is at zonebase.org and at Rob Springer on Twitter. John DeLuna not here. He is at that John D everywhere. Diecast, how do people get a hold of you?
They can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. I'm not leaving unless it really goes bad. You can also follow me on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast, and you can I have an Instagram too. I think it's RFC Reviews.
It is.
So
yeah,
follow me there because
cool.
I gotta start using that more just in case.
Yeah. Cool. Don.
I can be currently found on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EBR. I'm on Facebook as who I am. I still have accounts that are not very active at Toku Nation, T-Formers, maybe still AllSpark. I don't know. I've not been there in a couple of years. So if I'm going to go through and check all my old accounts and get them active again so I can be reached in a number of places in case Twitter decides to go pull a Titanic on us.
Cool. You know what? I created a Mastodon and I might use it, but I'm not creating anything else. If Twitter's dead and if I don't do Mastodon, I think I'm done. I'm old. Chris.
If you want to talk to me, just come over to our Discord at tfradio.net/Discord, which we've kind of neglected to plug all night, but it was a quick show and we were kind of in a hurry.
Yeah, I meant to do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you want to get a hold of me, just pop in there, tag me in a message. I'll see it and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And otherwise, just come hang out because it's pretty cool. Good group of people in there. Nice place to just talk about whatever. We've got several channels now, and sometimes people actually use them. And otherwise, if you want to just do some random acts of kindness for me, I'm on Patreon at patreon.com/playwithphotos. And I have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/Chrislist. And of course, Christmas is coming up. And so there's things on there should you, feel the inclination to gift me something.
Cool. Rob.
I'm still on Twitter at the moment at Rob Flails, which is the Twitter for Flail Throughs, my YouTube channel. That's still all Gundam Battle Operation 2 all the time until I get my, life, body, brain all in some kind of order. So who knows? If you like Gundam Battle Operation 2, updates every Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So Thursday morning there will be a rundown of what's been added on the channel. If you like what I'm doing over there, there's patreon.com/flailthroughs, and you can donate a couple of bucks and I will take requests and fill them, as possible. Man, brain is just not here.
Braining is hard sometimes.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah,
braining is hard. And small confession, I've been playing Tactics Ogre this whole time, so I'm a little bit distracted.
That's fine.
But yeah, I do have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/playlist, and I have added a few things in anticipation of the holiday season, but I need to go back and look at it again.
Cool. Okay.
One last push for Elf on a Shelf Warmer as well. It's getting to be that time.
Collection time will be in about 2 weeks, I think.
2 weeks, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I have a little bit more time.
Yeah, yeah. And at the beginning of the show, we have a pretty lengthy plug that that was done in post. So cool. Okay.
If you're listening to the podcast version, you'll have heard it already.
It's already there. But yeah, tfradio.net/elf. If you don't want to drop something off yourself, I'll do it for you. Okay, we'll see you next week. Have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving.
Take care, all.
All right, that was good.
Recording stopped.
All right. I assume you don't need my audio.
No, I'm good.
Good.
Uh,
That would definitely slow down post production.
Yeah. So
Well, that's pretty good. We're only 10 minutes later than you wanted to end.
yeah, and we got almost 50 minutes in. So
Nice.
I rewatched Will. So for a team builder at work with my team, we watched Willow because one of the people on my team wanted to watch it, and I hadn't watched it since I was a kid, and the other two people hadn't watched it at all. And we watched it, and it was awful. As a kid,
The only thing I remember from childhood is not liking it. So yeah.
as a kid, I remember liking it. As an adult, I'm like, this is awful. And the thing is, my
Never seen
boss, I invited him as well. I invited him, and he was like, my wife loves that movie. And I'm like, it can't be that bad then. It was bad.
I don't remember seeing Willow. I don't remember anything in context. All I remember from movies of that era is hating Time Bandits, and I don't remember why. I just remember
Time
hating
Bandits,
it.
I've never watched it, but by all accounts is excellent.
Yeah, Time Bandits is good.
But Willow was horrible. I'm sorry, people who love it. Like Dusty, my buddy Dusty from our RPGLL podcast on Twitter. He loves it. Loves it. Can't do it.
I don't think I've watched the full thing since I saw it in the theater, and I remember that was just a weird thing because my mom just up and decided we were going to go see Willow some Saturday. I had no idea why. Hadn't planned on it, which we usually did in advance when we were going to go see a movie. Just went and saw a movie, and it's like, even though there was no indication to that, and there's never been any indication before or since to make me think that. I just remember, going to this random surprise movie and going, "Is Mom leaving Dad or something?" This was not the case. This has never been, never been the case. But there was just a weird vibe that day, and I don't remember much of the movie. I think because of it, even though I've seen bits of it on TV since.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and drop so I can export the
Yeah.
audio and do all that stuff. So hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll talk to you later.
See you
Take
later.
care.
All right,
People
everyone
watching
take
live,
care.
we'll see you. Good night. So long. Have a
It'll
happy
be a
day.
longer show next